The man behind a holiday murder is sentenced. The number of years he'll spend in prison.
Plus, a trial for former Sangamon County deputy accused of killing Sonia Massie started today. What happened on day one for Sean Grayson?
And a long-awaited passenger service takes off. The kickoff celebration for the new bus service from Rockford to O'Hare.
Live from WTVO 17. This is Eyewitness News at 5.
Good evening, I'm Mimi Murphy.
And I'm Wendell Edwards. We thank you for being here.
Tonight at 5, the man behind a deadly New Year's Day shooting in Rockford confesses to murder.
The 28-year-old also learned how long he'll spend in prison. Antoine Lee pleaded guilty to second-degree murder in court today. The judge then sentenced him to 20 years. Lee shot and killed Herman Bowser on New Year's Day in January of 2021. Surveillance showed Lee driving and shooting at Bowser as he drove an SUV. Bowser crashed into the intersection of Brown Avenue and Church Street. Officers found him lying in the road, suffering from multiple gunshot wounds. He died at a local hospital. DNA recovered at the scene also linked Lee to the killing.
Jury selection is underway in Peoria in the case of the former Sangamon County Sheriff's Deputy Sean Grayson. Grayson shot and killed Sonia Massie in her Springfield home in July of 2024. Grayson is charged with first-degree murder, aggravated battery, and official misconduct. He could face life in prison if convicted on all charges. The trial was moved from Sangamon County to Peoria County after worries about pretrial publicity. Sheriff Chris Watkins says his deputies are ready for protesters and whatever else may come.
We want them to be able to demonstrate peacefully, right? So we're there for them. We're there for everybody. We're obviously a neutral party in this. We have nothing to do with the investigation, or we're just here hosting a trial and making sure everyone is safe with no disruptions.
Jury selection will likely continue into tomorrow, with opening arguments expected Wednesday morning.
Police today announced the arrest of a Rockford man on child porn charges after several months of investigating. 22-year-old Christian Crow is charged with multiple counts of child pornography. In July, Rockford Police Sensitive Crimes Unit began investigating him. Last month, investigators say they found evidence of abuse material during a raid. A warrant for his arrest was issued Thursday, and he was later arrested. He is in the Winnebago County Jail tonight. Eyewitness News is committed to supporting survivors of sexual abuse. We have a list of resources here in our community. Just use our website, mystateline.com, and click on the State Line Strong tab.
Lanes have reopened on I-88 following a major crash in Lee County this morning. First responders were called to the scene between Ashton and Rochelle around 9:30. State police say multiple people were injured, including 2 who were airlifted from the scene. At least 1 car can be seen severely damaged well off the road. State police are still investigating.
Tonight, multiple Illinois law enforcement agencies are getting help from state officials to fight car theft. Secretary of State Alexi Janulius announced more than $11 million in grant funds today. 6 agencies, including Illinois State Police and the Illinois Statewide Auto Theft Task Force, will get some of that money. And these funds will be used to help law enforcement prevent carjackings, which Secretary Janulius says impacts all Illinoisans.
Whether you live in Belleville, Champaign, Rockford, we have to do everything we can to combat the violent crimes that are carjackings. Also, people rely on their vehicles to get to work, to take their kids to daycare, to go to the doctor. So when their car is stolen, we have to do everything we can to recover it and to make sure criminals pay.
The money for these grants comes from car insurance companies who provide $1 to the Secretary of State's office for every car they insure in Illinois.
Illinois officials celebrate the completion of a major project to help veterans in the state. The newly completed Illinois Veterans Home at Quincy was unveiled today. The nearly $300 million project was funded by the Rebuild Illinois campaign. The upgraded campus includes a long-term care facility and an independent living residence for veterans. Governor Pritzker was joined by state and local leaders in Quincy today.
It's our veterans who served for us. And now it's only fitting that we serve them back by giving them a wonderful place to live and thrive in their later years. This project would not have been possible without thousands and thousands of workers.
The new home replaces the former Illinois Veterans Home at Quincy Space.
A long-awaited passenger service at the Rockford Airport has begun. The inaugural trip for American Airlines landline service started today. It allows passengers to go through security and TSA here in Rockford before catching this bus for their flight at O'Hare. Nearly 100 tickets, we're told, have been sold daily since the service was announced in July. Airport officials say this service is a first for the area.
But I think people have started to understand it's not very similar to anything that we have going out locally. It truly operates just the same as a regional jet flight to and from O'Hare with a one stop to anywhere in the American network. So I think we've started to get people to understand that. So now word of mouth will help this thing build quickly.
The bus from Rockford to O'Hare runs 5 times each day, each way. Rockford gas prices are down more than 12 cents in the past week. That's according to Gas Buddy. The average price of the pump, $2.91 a gallon. That's 7 cents lower than the national average. And the first time gas prices across the country have dropped below $3 a gallon since the pandemic. Experts say that's because OPEC increased production. You can find a map of most stations in our area and their prices on our website, mystateline.com.
A fun way to teach students about the importance of dental hygiene. The Delta Dental of Illinois Foundation brought Land of Smiles to Riverdale Elementary School. Land of Smiles is a free interactive show that makes learning about oral hygiene and nutrition fun and engaging. Each student received a free oral health kit with a toothbrush, toothpaste, and floss.
Yeah, it's such a great feeling knowing that they are enjoying themselves, that they're still learning from it. And during the show, we usually pull up a volunteer with one of the kids, and our goal is they're the star of the show. It is all about them. And so I would love for that to be a core memory, and I'd love for this to be something that they remember for a long time and moving forward.
More Land of Smiles shows will be held in Rockford this week, one at Washington Elementary tomorrow, and Lathrop and Spring Creek will both host shows Wednesday. A major internet outage impacting thousands of websites and apps.
When we come back, a look at what was impacted, and experts believe this to be a targeted outage.
With plenty of sunshine and a southerly wind, temperatures today were able to climb into the upper 60s after starting off in the 30s and even waking up to a little frost. But we could have more widespread frost later this week and our first potential freeze coming up too. Find out when in the forecast a little later.
You're watching Eyewitness News, your home team, with Mimi Murphy, Wendell Edwards, Sports Director Scott Leber, and Chief Meteorologist Candace King.
A widespread internet outage this morning knocked out thousands of websites along with some of the most popular apps. Amazon says an internal subsystem was impacted, affecting their Amazon Web Services and the cloud system.
The company says it's seeing signs of recovery, but it is still in the process of a full restoration. Olivia Rubin is on top of the story.
Today, some popular websites and applications experiencing issues after a major internet outage overnight. It all stemming from an outage with Amazon Web Services, a leader in the cloud infrastructure market. The company first reporting signs of trouble at 3:11 a.m. Eastern Time, that it was investigating increased error rates. AWS provides computing services to governments, universities, and companies. Amazon saying around 5:27 a.m. Eastern, it was seeing significant signs of recovery.
So we live in an era right now where we are very dependent on the cloud providers, so we need them to be at the top of their game, and today Amazon was not.
Amazon Web Services saying to aid in recovery, they placed limits on the number of requests that can be made on their platform. The early morning outage brought down popular sites like Lyft, Venmo, and McDonald's, according to Down Detector, which tracks internet outages. They say while some sites like Reddit and Roblox largely stabilized, others like Snapchat and Duolingo later saw a resurgence in issues. Some airline customers of United and Delta also reported on social media this morning they couldn't find their reservations online, or check in or drop off their bags. Some cybersecurity experts are skeptical that malicious activity played a role in the outage.
But when there's an outage, it cascades, and then the company starts to rebuild and you see things being restored and being improved, that's usually indicative of something that does not have a cybersecurity component to it.
Now, this isn't the first time Amazon Web Services was hit with a disruption in 2023. It was hit with a brief outage that affected news media sites and some popular food ordering apps. Olivia Rubin, ABC News, New York.
Another windy day here in the state line today.
Coming up in our full forecast, Candace lets us know about our chances for rain overnight. That's coming up next.
Now, your First Warn weather forecast from Chief Meteorologist Candace King.
Well, there's sunshine we had from earlier today fading away to a little more cloud cover, and we can see those clouds increasing as we look live with our SkyTrack camera here out at the Park Hills Golf Course. This is in Freeport and brought to us by Rockford Career College. That cloud cover will continue to thicken over the next couple of hours before we eventually see some light rain showers move in here later this evening. That cold front is a result of those clouds along with the light showers, but will also work to pull in some cooler air, not necessarily right behind it, but we do get another push of cold air moving in tomorrow afternoon and then during the day on Wednesday. Out ahead of that cold front, though, our temperatures warming through the 60s and even the 70s, but you've got that shift in the wind direction to the west back behind that front. Locally, we're at 65 in Rockford, 66 in Freeport, Janesville, 65 right now out in Monroe, and currently at 64 degrees in Woodstock. Our weather watcher Terry down in Genoa, also 65 degrees. No rainfall today. Dew point temperature at 39, so there is still some dry air, which is why I don't think the rain that moves in is really going to amount to much here as we go throughout the night tonight. Winds are still a bit on the gusty side, although our speeds coming down just ever so slightly over the last hour or two. We still have a 32-mile-per-hour wind gust in Rockford and 31 in Rochelle. Unfortunately, those winds are going to pick right back up and could get even stronger throughout the day tomorrow. But for a time, the strongest of the winds will briefly subside as the sun sets tonight. They may pick up once that front does pass through and kind of that push of cooler air comes in. So we might see an uptick in the wind about 9-10 o'clock tonight. They subside just a little bit, but notice what happens tomorrow morning as the wind shifts around to the west. It picks right back up, winds gusting 35 to even 40 miles per hour throughout the morning and into the afternoon can be expected. So a very windy Tuesday, and those stronger wind gusts will continue into Tuesday night, subsiding just a bit, and we'll still deal with around a 25 to 30 mile per hour wind on Wednesday. Cold front out to our west, low pressure moving up to the north. You can see some of that moisture lining up along that, but the southern edge struggling just a little bit to really maintain some of those steady showers. Nonetheless, there are some showers still being reported at the surface out in portions of Iowa. So we are still going to see some rainfall move in, and I think our best window for that will be after about 8-9 o'clock this evening. Now, a few hundredths of an inch up to a couple tenths of an inch will be possible from what we get through tonight and then throughout the day tomorrow. So there is some dry air that does briefly come in behind that cold front, which may start our Tuesday off with some sunshine, but cloud cover is quick to build back in. Winds pick up, and we've got some scattered rain showers on and off as we head throughout the morning and then into the afternoon. There is a little bit of instability, but that's focused a bit more to our east, so there could be a couple rumbles of thunder underneath that coldest pocket of air aloft, but I think the best chance for that is going to be a little bit further to our east. Now, we'll still keep with some clouds on Wednesday. We might see an isolated shower to the north and east throughout the afternoon. It's not going to be much, but by Thursday, we'll clear things out. Now, our winds are still relatively strong Wednesday night, but temperatures will get down into the low 30s. Thursday night, I think we have the potential for more widespread frost and our first freeze coming up too. But notice the winds, they're going to be rather strong, with the strongest coming up there for tomorrow. So down in the 40s for tonight, we're up to 54 tomorrow, chilly 53 on Wednesday, 33 Wednesday night. Frost will be likely then, but I think we might see more widespread and perhaps a thicker frost Thursday night with a lighter wind and clear sky. And then temperatures are back into the 60s by the time we head into the weekend.
Thank you, Candace.
Scott's next with sports.
Packers linebacker Michael Parsons was piling up the sacks yesterday. He tells us about his performance.
Now sports with sports director Scott Lever.
The Bears are on a 4-game winning streak for the first time since 2018. The defense has done a heck of a job getting takeaways during the streak. The offense still has some kinks to work out. The run game has picked up, and the offensive line has gotten better. The passing game, though, is still hit and miss with Caleb Williams. The offense has struggled to get touchdowns in the red zone and has settled for too many field goals.
We haven't hit our stride yet offensively. We're capable of a lot more. We have very talented individuals. I feel strongly in our coaching staff, but we're not complimenting our defense on a regular basis. With the number of turnovers we've had over the last 4 games, we should be able to turn those into more points.
Well, the Packers gave up a lot to get Micah Parsons from Dallas, both in draft picks and money. But if he keeps playing anywhere close to like he did yesterday with his 3 sacks in Arizona, the price will be well worth it. Here's how Parsons described his big day.
You know, just getting in the flow state, just getting in the rhythm early. Like I said, I think I've been in a good flow all year. I just think we as a unit, we understand how to play off each other. It's a complementary football, you know.
We have a heck of a Monday Night Football game coming your way tonight on WTVO. The 5-1 Buccaneers against the 4-2 Lions. That's an early 6 o'clock start. And in a few hours, we'll know who the Dodgers will be facing in the World Series. The Mariners and Blue Jays will play the decisive Game 7 of the ALCS in Toronto. That will be on Fox 39 at 7 o'clock. The World Series will begin Friday night on Fox. What a weekend it was for Ice Hogs rookie forward Nick Lardis. In 3 games, he had 2 goals and 5 assists. For that, Lardis has been named the AHL's Player of the Week. Lardis currently leads the entire league in scoring. That's sports. We'll be right back.
First Warn Interactive Radar brought to us by Rockford Glass & More. Quiet for now, but there are some showers that are back out to our west, and that'll gradually move in here as we go through the night tonight. Temperatures in the 60s will drop quickly down to around 44 tonight, only up to 54 with a strong westerly wind and scattered rain showers throughout the afternoon.
We'll see you tonight after the game.